It's also very personal to me as well. I served in the 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment early during the war. I was there when Pat Tillman was killed. I vividly remember his flag-draped coffin being brought out to the airfield through a cordon of our nation's Tier 1. I mean, these are the hardest guys in the United States military, toughest, most elite. This flag-draped coffin goes through, and there's not a dry eye. I can see it like it was yesterday, going into the back of that C-17, the doors closing, the sun was rising at Bagram. It is imprinted in my brain forever, like so many other faces and names just like Pat's. I happen to serve the area that surrounds Fort Campbell. About 85% of the people who live at Fort Campbell are in my district. When I go to the Publix, I have to look into the eyes of children who are Gold Star children. This is deeply personal for me. I want to tell those veterans, as has been echoed here before, your service was completely and incredibly valuable to this country. For 20 years, you protected our nation from a terrorist attack. That has value. And the friends that we lost, their sacrifice has value. If you're struggling, rebootrecovery.com. We've talked to many of you, but if you are having a hard time, rebootrecovery.com. I just want to make a point about this disconnect between the president and the truth. He's continually saying things that are completely different than what his own people say. For example, no one thought it was a bad idea to withdraw like this, as has already been mentioned, when we know that people and his senior staff have said we shouldn't withdraw. Things like the Afghan people don't want to leave, yet there were tens of thousands of applications already in process. And I think the thing that really angers me the most is that the Afghan military did not want to fight. That is absolutely incorrect. I served with those men and women. I took care of them when they were wounded on the battlefield. Afghan Special Forces in my hands, bleeding. They are warriors, and they have carried the ground fight, if you go do your homework, for the past several years with over 50,000 casualties. They are brave and they want to fight, but they felt abandoned by the United States of America when they woke up and went to Bagram Airfield and we were gone, crickets. When you withdraw like that, you take the heart of fight out of them, and of course, their fear of a ruthless, beheading Taliban, they blended in. This is a tragedy that is on Joe Biden. But I want to say one more thing before I step down and hand it over to Jake. Your credibility is at stake too. Remember when President Trump made the comment, or it was a speech to NATO, and he left out Article 5, and you guys went crazy. Oh, he doesn't support NATO. This president has been asked to stay in Afghanistan, to support our NATO allies who came to that country on our behalf because we were attacked. And he has said, no, we're getting out by the 31st, regardless of what you think. Now say something about that in the press for your own credibility. I yield to Mr. Elsley.